Hello, good morning. Welcome back to another vlog. Today is Thursday, I think. Patrick's parents got in yesterday afternoon. We met them in the park for a little bit and just kind of walked around. We got some dinner at a pub, but today is their first full day here in London. Patrick left early in the morning to go meet them at their hotel, and then they did a walking tour of some World War II monuments that ended in the Churchill war rooms. So they're out doing that. I stayed home with Odie for half the day to take him to the park and do his little routine. But I'm about to head out to go meet them at Westminster Abbey. We're doing a little tour there. And then we have a cheeky little river cruise followed by some dinner in the evening. So I'm kind of running late. I need to get out the door. Here's my little outfit of the day. Beige sweater, black and white little gingham skirt, some green frilly socks, and my burgundy trainers. I know that I'm going to regret wearing these. I really want to wear my Hokas instead because I just need more cushion for walking around. But these are so much cuter with my outfit. This is the look. I wore these yesterday when we walked around the park. We did like 25,000 steps yesterday and my shins are feeling it. So I really should wear my Hokas, but I think I'm gonna go fashion over function today. I've been also getting a lot more sun recently since the sun is now out and my freckles are starting to come back, and I never feel cuter or more beautiful than when I have my freckles. So I'm feeling good. Okay, I'm out on my way walking now. I wasn't sure if I was going to take the bus or just walk. I decided on walking just because the weather is so nice today. I like being outside. I've also found that there's not a huge difference time-wise just in central London between walking and taking public transportation. If you map it somewhere, maybe the bus will get you there in say 35-40 minutes, or you could walk and be there in 55 minutes. So if it's not a huge difference, I normally opt to just walk. I got my little tote bag of supplies, snacks, water, jacket, because I imagine it's gonna get pretty cold down by the river tonight. We have been there once before. We visited, I think 3 years ago, before we moved here, when we were just visiting as tourists, and it blew my freaking mind. If you're not familiar with the Abbey, if you've never seen an installment of a royal wedding, you're going to be shook by this place. It reminds me of that meme, you know, it'll be some video of some beautiful Gothic architecture and the caption will be something along the lines of, can you believe men used to build stuff that looked like this and now they just play Call of Duty and make you feel bad about yourself? The architecture of this place alone is like a 1 million chef's kisses. I had a little picnic date the other day with one of the friends that I've made here, and she was telling me that the Abbey actually releases free tickets throughout the year for some of their special services, and her friends got tickets to go to a midnight mass there, I think on Christmas Eve, and they rolled up in normal clothes and everybody else was dressed in like gowns and tuxedos, and they're kind of like, oh, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. But I think that's kind of interesting. It would be cool to go to like just for the experience and to see how it is. That also always gets my wheels turning, thinking about what kind of people go there regularly. Like, what if that was your neighborhood as a child? What if that was your neighborhood church and you went there every week? I like can't imagine that. The church that I went to growing up consisted of a beige auditorium with a faux wood podium and ceiling tiles. Literally could not be more different. I was in a portable making sand art of Jesus Christ at Vacation Bible School. I'm at the craft table globbing Elmer's glue and glitter on the crucifixion. I just don't think the kids at the Abbey are doing it like that. Patrick just texted me. Him and his parents are at a little cafe getting some coffee. So I'm gonna spy on them using Google Maps and find them. And then our entry tickets for the Abbey are at 2 o'clock. London is so gorgeous right now. I highly recommend, if you're planning on a visit here, come in spring or autumn. If you just want like mild, cool weather, beautiful scenery, leaves changing, flowers blooming, that is when I would recommend. Like, look at all these tulips. I have black tulips, which reminds me of Animal Crossing. Can you believe that nobody in this park knows I have a 5-star Animal Crossing island? flowers right now are insane. I would love to be a gardener for them, like a royal gardener. How do you think you get that job? Probably because your great-great-great-great-grandfather was the royal gardener. Now I would like to share some fun facts with you all that I've learned while visiting these places. But before I do, I'd just like to remind everyone that I am just a girl. I'm just a little girl with a laptop and a dream, and this microphone I bought online that somehow makes me qualified to speak. I might get some things wrong. I'm sorry about that. I'm not a historian, and I only just learned how to read. But my heart and my spirit are in the right place. So before you get mad at me, remember, this is who you're really getting mad at, okay? All right, let's get in there. This is Westminster Abbey, formerly known as the Collegiate Church of St. Peter at Westminster. It's an Anglican church right in the heart of London, founded in 959. That's right, folks, the year 959. It used to house monks in the 10th century. The first building was added around the 1040s, commissioned by King Edward, and the construction of the church as we know it to be began in 1245 under the orders of Henry III. Eventually, the monastery was dissolved, and the site became a pillar for the Church of England when Henry VIII broke away from the Catholic Church and seized control of England's monasteries in the 1530s. Henry VIII very famously starting his own branch of Christianity when the Pope wouldn't grant him a divorce. Something kind of important to a man with 6 wives. The Church of England. It's like Catholicism, but you can divorce the wives you choose not to behead. And that's an important distinction. The Abbey is a marvel of Gothic architecture, inspired by 13th century French and English designs popular at the time. The defining element of Gothic architecture is that pointed arch. It's quite harsh, very geometrical, and vertical. It draws the eye up to the rib-vaulted ceilings and highly elaborate stained glass windows. Since 1066, the church has been the location of royal coronations, royal weddings, and a burial place for some very famous historical elites, including English, Scottish, and British monarchs, prime ministers, poets, musicians, scientists. Charles Darwin is buried here, Stephen Hawking, and Sir Isaac Newton. Some royal burials are commemorated with tomb effigies, which is basically a sculptural representation of the person laying at rest atop their slab. In medieval tomb effigies, animals were often placed at the feet of the deceased in some sort of symbolic gesture. Maybe a lion if you're noble, a dog if you're loyal, etc., etc. I got fixated on pointing out all these little tomb critters and making up narratives in my head about them coming to life at night and causing hijinks for the clergy. In a God-honoring way, this is Henry VII's Lady Chapel. Lady Chapel referring to its creation and dedication to the Virgin Mary, which was a popular trend amongst European cathedrals at the time. You can see it's much brighter, more ethereal in appearance. Elizabeth I and Mary Queen of Scots are both buried here. After the Abbey, it's a short walk past Parliament and Elizabeth Tower. Then we did a little river cruise on the Thames, cruised by some very notable sites like the London Eye, Shakespeare's Globe, and renowned English heritage site, Shrek's Adventure. everybody. It is the next day. I don't think I filmed anything else from last night. We went out to dinner, came back home, and basically went to bed. We were completely beat. Slept really well though. Today we are up bright and early. We are gonna go see the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. We have not seen this before. I think it's gonna be kind of a loud-ish parade, crowded event. Odie is gonna go with us, so we'll see how he does with that. I do have his little kangaroo pouch that I can just keep him in if it gets to be too much. After that, we have tickets to go to the Tower of London. I think we'll get some lunch over there. It's supposed to be hot today, like up into the 70s, which doesn't sound hot to a Floridian, but it's hot for here. We're just kind of grabbing some breakfast really quickly, and then we're gonna head over there. So let's do it. The changing of the guard is a formal ceremony where the soldiers currently guarding the palace are replaced by a new group of soldiers. It has a specific routine accompanied by a marching band. It's free to see, you just have to line up at the right time. It gets very crowded though. We couldn't get very close to the palace, but we could hear the band up there playing the James Bond theme song when it was over. Okay, I'm just leaving the palace now in the changing of the guard. It was really cool to see. We did one of those like walking tours, and our tour guide was actually really nice. She was telling us facts about the guards and all the like tea and drama about the royal family, some of which like I'd never even heard before, so that was kind of cool. We have tickets later today to go to the Tower of London, but I brought Odie with us to changing of the guard, and he cannot go to the tower. So I am going to drop him off at home now while Patrick and his folks get a bite to eat, and then I'm gonna meet them over at Tower of London.
You happy?
The Tower of London, aka His Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London, is a citadel and castle on the north bank of the River Thames. It was built in the 1070s by William the Conqueror and expanded and rebuilt many times over a couple centuries. The tower has huge historical significance for England. It was besieged multiple times despite being a fortress. It's made up of several buildings set within two concentric rings of defensive walls and a moat. In its early days, it served as a royal residence to the king. Callback to Henry VIII, remember him? He had some of the apartments modernized here in preparation for the coronation of his new bride, Anne Boleyn, in 1533. They feasted and celebrated here the night before Anne processed through the city of London down to Westminster Abbey. 3 years later, she was back at the Tower, this time accused of adultery and treason by her husband. She was executed by sword on this very lawn. Apart from being a residence, the tower served many other purposes. It was an armory, treasury, a very scary prison, home of the royal mint. It was a royal menagerie. There's evidence that lions first started being kept in the tower in the 1200s, along with elephants, leopards, bears, monkeys, snakes, all kinds of species. Now that was a long time ago, so not the pinnacle of human or animal care. Animals lived in pretty awful conditions. I won't go into detail. There was apparently a polar bear that used to swim in the river while chained to the dock. So there you have it. The tower now houses England's crown jewels and an impressive collection of medieval and Tudor armor and weaponry. You will also see ravens kept at the tower. There is a long-standing British folktale legend that claims if the ravens ever leave the tower and the kingdom will fall. Allegedly, after learning about this prophecy, King Charles II decreed that at least 6 ravens should be kept within the tower at all times. Hi, good morning. It's the next day. I forgot to film any kind of outro of any kind yesterday, but that's okay. I'm gonna stop this vlog here because tomorrow we are going to Scotland. We're taking the train to Edinburgh with Patrick's folks. So today we're just kind of doing like a reset. We need to pack, we need to get ready for that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the sights with us, and I will pick this back up tomorrow. Okay, love you, bye.